So, Season 3 just came to a close with the finale that released this past Friday. And honestly, I'm speechless. Telling you how good it was just wouldn't do it justice, so hopefully the sculpt will do it for me. And Conquest was such an amazing villain to wrap up the season, and was he powerful.
Are you crazy?
So I was inspired to sculpt him, and honestly, I was thinking about it and I couldn't tell you who is stronger, Conquest or Omni-Man. And that's saying something. So, and honestly, as strong as he is, he might as well be. So starting out, I really did underestimate how long this project was going to take. But just because I wanted to put a little bit more effort into Conquest, the further I got into this project, you know, I could already tell how much fun I was going to have with this one, like very early on. So I started out with a rough block out. I wanted to really focus on the primary forms of the muscle. Now usually I started off with multiple pieces and shape each muscle in the body for accuracy. But here I wanted to see how I do pulling most of the anatomy from memory and just comparing it to reference later on. But I wanted to get everything in place and then refine it going forward. Now when it came to his prosthetic hand, I had the same process in mind, but I really didn't know how I was going to go about this to recreate the look of the prosthetic. Again, I could have simplified it by making separate fingers, but I was trying to challenge myself and sculpt the fingers from one block and match the form from a fist and, you know, keep it from being too stiff. I use these simple big shapes as a placeholder so I can move forward with the sculpt. I don't want to spend too much time getting details perfect early on. When I was looking for reference photos to go off of, I actually like the comic variant more because of the crazed look he has compared to in the show. For animation purposes, you know, we can't be too hard on it, and we can't have the same level of detail from the comic in the show, but my sculpt can. So I prefer to use the comic variant because he shows a little bit more character within each panel as compared to the animation. I wanted to get the details of his hair and his crooked teeth just to push the crazed, bloodlusted look the character had in the comics. This inspired me to take it further and give him a facial expression that would do the character justice instead of having a, you know, static, mean face. So I furrowed the brow and I gave him like a wicked, crooked smile, and I tried to give his eyelids different positions because of one of his eyes is supposed to be battle damage, so it wouldn't have the same function or look like as good as the working eye. At this point, I'm falling in love with this sculpt. Even though I haven't quite reached what I'm looking for, I know that if I'm keep pushing, I'll find it soon. I also can't believe that you're this far into the video and haven't hit the like button. You haven't hit it. Hit the like button. Conquest has a prosthetic arm, so I used the Z-modeler brush to make the pieces of the arm just so that they look machined. Less organic shapes here, but it was surprisingly easy when I just stuck to simple blocked out shapes and then used the extrude tool to create different details within the arm. I then gave the other arm just the tiniest bit of love since it's really not going to be shown. So finally, with everything coming together, I started sculpting the details like his scar, his muscle separations, and the wrinkles on his face. The wrinkles are a lot more predominant in the comic variant, but it really makes him look a lot more sinister, kind of like Palpatine-ish. At this point, it's all about getting the final details of his Viltrumite suit and his prosthetic arm. And once everything's looking good, I wanted to make sure his pose wasn't too boring. It's a quick project and it's a bust, but these little things can make a huge difference in the final presentation. Now to tie this up, I started adding my base colors and playing around with the materials on the arm. I got a little geeked out because I'm proud of what I was able to do in such a short amount of time, but I guess this season finale of Invincible really motivated me. Alright guys, that was my entire process for Conquest. I had a lot of fun with this one, so let's see how those renders turned out.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, you know, leave a like and let me know in the comments below who I should do next. Alright, later.